Hi there, Nina. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting this essay for you. You've got a bar chart about book sales across 3 different years. Let's see what you wrote, okay? The presented bar chart depicts how many books of 5 different types were sold between 2013 and 2015. As is observed from the chart, only fantasy showed a gradual growth of book sales. Let's see, fantasy is... Okay. I see. Okay. In contrast, the book sales of mystery, thriller, and science fiction fell in this 3-year period, while the performance of romance fluctuated. Okay. In 2013, romance constituted the majority of book sales, which was followed by science fiction, thriller, and mystery. Fantasy had the lowest number of books sold and accounted for less than 300 books. However, fantasy books, experienced a substantial increase and the sales doubled in 2015. Let's see. Okay. On the other hand, there was a significant drop of romance book sales in 2014 before it rose back. Actually, it should be they because it's sales. Before they rose back to around 600 books in 2014. 15, sorry. In contrast, a considerable fall in sales was, because it's a fall, was observed in mystery, thriller, and science fiction books. More than 400 books were sold for each category. Let's see. In 2013, but dropped to less than 400 in 2015. Okay, I like this actually a lot. I do have one concern though. I thought you did a great job. I thought you had a nice variety of vocabulary, a nice variety of grammar, really nicely done. However, for me, there's one important thing missing here. Now, this type of chart is called a stacked bar chart. Okay, and why is it done like this? Well, many times what we're used to seeing in a bar chart like this, you would see, for example, fantasy, and then you would see, the 3 years next to each other, and then you would see romance, and then you'd see the 3 years next to each other. Or what you often see is maybe, the years and then the 5 different categories per year. Okay, so that's what we're usually used to seeing. So you would actually see 15 separate bars, essentially. Oops, what did I just do? I don't know why I did that. Let me see if I can fix it. Okay, but instead, you have all of this information stacked. So why have they done it like this? Well, they want to also show the total number of books. Okay, so through these 3 years, what was the total number of books sold? That's why it's like this. Okay, so what they're concerned about here is that the most popular book genre during this 3-year period was romance. Okay, and it reached, it looks like about 1,500 books. Then the least popular was mystery books, which reached about 1,000. Okay, so they definitely want you to provide this information. Otherwise, they would have spread it out into those different bars like I said earlier. Okay, so they want you to refer to this total here. This total is important. And then what's kind of secondary is how this all kind of played out like year by year. So what you could do instead is you could say, for example, I like what you did for fantasy. So you could have said in a separate paragraph, you could have said that fantasy was the most had the most sales in 2015 with whatever that number is. A similar figure was found for romance in 2015 as well. So you could then kind of pick and choose maybe some of those important pieces. So you would want to mention that in 2013 fantasy was the least popular of the 3 book genres, whereas romance was the most. And then you could say that in 2014, fantasy and science fiction were fairly equal in sales, whereas mystery was the least. And then you could say that fantasy and romance were the most popular book genres in 2015, whereas mystery, again, was the least. So you could do something like that. But I do think it's really important to mention this total figure here because that's why it's stacked. That's the whole purpose of like a stacked bar chart, okay? I hope that makes sense. I hope that gives you some information about how you could do this. So like I said, typically in something like this, I usually start out with the total. So I would have spent some time, a paragraph perhaps, focusing on this total number. And then I would have spent my second detail paragraph on carefully selecting some of the important data within these actual genres. So essentially what that means is that this is a little bit about task achievement because you left out an important section of data there by not talking about those totals. However, what you did write, I thought was excellent, okay? Really, really nice, nicely organized. You had some great linkers. You had some wonderful variety of not only linking devices, but vocabulary, grammar, really, really appropriate lexical resources. It fell in this 3-year period. This was perfect. I mean, you did this absolutely right, and that I don't see that a lot, believe me. Fluctuated, yes, which was followed by yes, had the lowest numbers, accounted for. I mean, it's an excellent answer. Okay, so it's a very good job. I would love to see, Nina, what you're writing in task 2. I'd really like to see that. And I hope that this information about this task 1 is helpful for you. If you have any other questions, please feel free to address them in an email so that we can answer them. And I'd also like to see more work from you, okay? Your writing is at a really great level, but I still think that there could still be more progress made, okay? As we mentioned, there was a problem with not including the totals. So I'm sure that if we continue working together, we might find more things like this that we can help you overcome, okay? So hopefully we'll see more work from you. I'm looking forward to it, and lots of luck.